Well, after I grew up on a little farm in Oklahoma and poor as we could be, my mother was married 5 times. I've been adopted twice. Got my name Cockerell when I was 16, my husband number 4, and went to Oklahoma State. I was not a good student, so I dropped out, went in the Army, did well there, and then I started with Hilton Hotels as a waiter. Got in a management training program, spent 8 years with Hilton, working in Chicago, LA, New York City, all over the place. And I joined Marriott for 17 years, became the vice president of food and beverage.
Welcome to the Gentleman Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk podcast, where we bring to you the most successful, happy, fulfilled gentlemen from around the world who have been able to conquer themselves, their life, their marriage, and their businesses. You will be learning from four-dimensional gentlemen who have cracked the code to the science of having it all. The question is, how can married entrepreneurs with kids become gentlemen, achieve true freedom, and build a successful, happy, and fulfilled life, marriage, and business? This show will give you the answer for that. My name is Alex Ramirez, and I'm your host, and you're welcome to the Gentleman Success, Happiness, Fulfillment Talk podcast. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's SHF Talk with Alex Ramirez, the Gentleman's Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk with Alex Ramirez. And today I have an incredible guest. We're going to, add some magic to this episode. But before I introduce this gentleman to you, though, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you who have been leaving comments, reviews, and likes on all the major podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify, and to those who have been watching on YouTube as well. Thank you very much. And I want to ask you for a small favor today. I want to ask you that if you get something out of this interview, if you get some type of magic, some type of insight, advice, information, skill, inspiration to go out and take action to move towards your goals, I want to ask you to please share this episode with 10 people out there on Facebook, social media. Share the link. Share with 10 friends. Since this is how we grow, this is how we're able to share our message and motivate, inspire, and bless other men out there to change their lives. And today I have Lee Cockerell, and he was an executive. He retired as the executive vice president of operations for Walt Disney World Resort. And growing up in Oklahoma, Lee attended Oklahoma State University for 2 years before joining the United States Army. And Lee's career includes 8 years with Hilton Hotels, 17 years with Marriott International, 16 years with the Walt Disney Company. And Lee joined Disney in 1990 as director of food and beverage quality assurance and vice president of the hotel division for Disneyland Paris. In 1993, Lee became the senior vice president of the hotel division at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. And he's had an amazing journey. He's the author of 6 books on leadership, management, and world-class customer service. I'm very excited to have you, Lee. Thank you very much for making time, man. And you are welcome.
Thanks, Alex. Good to be with you. Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, Lee, I just went through, a bit of your journey. And the first thing that I ask my guest to do is I tell them to walk us through their entrepreneurial journey in 75 seconds or less.
Sure. Well, after I grew up on a little farm in Oklahoma and poor as we could be, my mother was married 5 times. I've been adopted twice. Got my name Cockerell when I was 16, my husband number 4, and went to Oklahoma State. I was not a good student, so I dropped out, went in the Army, did well there, and then I started with Hilton Hotels as a waiter. Got in a management training program, spent 8 years with Hilton, working in Chicago, LA, New York City, all over the place. And I joined Marriott for 17 years, became the vice president of food and beverage because I had a lot of expertise in the food business. And then I got recruited by Disney in 1990 to go to France, open Disneyland Paris. And then in 93, I came back to Orlando and I was in charge of all of Walt Disney World operations for 10 years. And then I retired and started my own little business of consulting, speaking, giving seminars. As I say, I speak, I teach, and I preach. So
nice.
That's my theme.
Speak, teach, and preach. Cool. Awesome. And I love that. What a journey. Lee. So, I don't know if you're comfortable, with me asking you this, but how old are you, man?
I am 78 years old.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah, awesome.
I,
Like I want to be feeling great by the time I'm, like 75, 78, 80, 85. Like I want to be feeling great. So
yeah.
as well. So that's amazing, right? And you still speak, you still preach, you still teach?
Oh yeah, I just booked 3 this week, one in Canada, one in St. Louis, one in where else? Nashville. So
Nice.
yeah, I have a lot of speaking engagements.
Nashville. Awesome. I actually just had my mastermind events in Nashville. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What is the secret? The secret? Because I grew up in a Mexican household, right? Mexican culture, and by 40, most men that I know who are 40 here in like my Mexican culture, like my family and uncles and stuff like that, they're done. They're pretty much done, right? Like they, watch TV, drink beer, and that's it, right?
Yeah, I
So
would say the biggest mistake you can make is not keeping busy and finding something to do, because let me tell you, boredom's the worst thing in the world, and it takes a toll on your life. And so yeah, I mean, I never intended to quit. I don't. What I do is for fun. I mean, this I like it. They pay me a lot. People appreciate it, and so why not? And it's kind of my golf game. When I speak, people clap. When I play golf, nobody claps. So
yeah,
I just enjoy it. I'm teaching. I really consider myself a teacher now, and I think I get a lot of positive feedback on that, and makes you feel good when you help other people. And yeah, I can't imagine not doing something. And so yeah, I have something to do every day, and I have the 6 books I wrote. I have a Cockerell Academy, an online learning system. I have a podcast with 400 episodes on it. I just do it, and I have time to talk to you. And matter of fact, I love Mexico. I've done work down there. I had a big seminar for 800 people down in Leon, Mexico.
mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of friends there. Uh,
Nice, awesome. So,
I,
man, what is your favorite topic to teach on?
well, I teach about leadership management, customer service, and how they're all connected. And that it's not just customer service, it's who you are, not just what you do. And are you teaching people how to be trusted and how to be ethical and honest and be there for their people, not just for themselves, and how to make sure that people matter and they know they matter. So they wake up in the morning excited to come to work, that they trust their boss, and they all of those things are really the end of it's people that the business is never a problem. It's always the people, and you got to get them committed. You got to get them trained. You got to treat them right. And I say we hire them right, we train them right, we treat them right. And that's if you don't do those 3 things, you will not have the success you would like to have. There's no room in my mind for intimidation of people. Why would you? That is not going to improve productivity. It's going to make it worse. You should lead with empathy and discipline, like your mother did. Empathy and discipline, and your outcome should be to manage in a fair and firm way. Fair and firm. That's the name of the game. Tell people.
Fair and firm. I love that.
Yeah, that's it. That's how your mother was. She was fair and she was firm. She was very clear with you about her expectations for you to do better. And this is what people need. People need support. They don't need to be aggravated and treated and talked down to. And that's a big problem in the world today. So that's what I teach. And you get results from leading that way. Sure. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
been my success.
I love that, man. And like what you're talking about right now. So I just started to like build a business and become an actual CEO, and build a team and build a culture and delegate stuff. And all of what you're talking about, sounds just about right. And I actually just got out of another interview of this gentleman who talked about of the fact that all you got to do is focus on building people, right? Because if you focus on building people, those people that you build will build your business.
Absolutely. Most important thing you do is the people you bring into your business. I mean, there's nothing more important. I mean, what could be more important than the people who take care of your business and take care of your customers? And if you treat them right, they'll be happy to take care of it. And they'll take care of it when you're not even there. So, it's a pride thing. It's a professionalism. And most people don't run their business that way. Most people don't train their people, and they don't encourage them, and they don't develop them. And people need to know they have a future and somebody cares about them. I mean, that's the key to life. Everybody wants to matter. Everybody wants to matter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But man, like, it seems to me like that's common sense. Like, you're reaffirming something, I don't know, treating people right, being empathetic, leading by example, right? Discipline, and training them and treating them right. I don't know, like it feels like something like common sense, but like you said, not a lot of people run their businesses that way.
How many people do you know that have great common sense?
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is too many people have a big ego. They want to be the boss. They want to show everybody they're better than everybody else. They are insecure. They're egotistical, and then that shows when they deal with people. They argue with their wife. They argue with everybody. They're the macho people. They know everything. You can't teach them anything. You can't give them any feedback because they already know everything. So that's what happens. And then people don't trust you. And when they don't trust you, they don't take care of your business. They just do enough to not get fired.
Yeah. They just do enough to not get fired. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want those. You don't want that, right? And
and they probably steal from you and are doing a lot of other things you don't even know about, because if you don't care about them, they're not going to care about you. I guarantee you.
Exactly. People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why I've been married for 54 years.
Why? Tell me.
Because I treat my wife respectfully, and she's equal. We make decisions together. She supports me and I support her when we have issues or problems, or when she's not feeling good, or when she maybe has some anxiety. I pay attention to that. And the same with my son when he grew up, and my grandkids. They all know we are one family. We take care of each other, and they don't have to worry about safety. They don't have to worry about education. They're going to get both, because that's what your mother worries about: safety and education. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I have what I believe are pretty lofty goals, right? And I don't think that magic will make them work. I think that the way that I work is will make the magic. And you have your book. I think it's back there somewhere. The 10 common sense about leadership. Now that we're talking about common sense and leading and building this culture. So can you maybe drop some wisdom on us on what are some of the 10 common sense leadership strategies that you've learned in your journey?
Well, the first one is everybody matters. Everybody. Number one.
I'm gonna get your book, man.
If you don't get that right, you don't get anything right. Second thing is you create magic through training, developing people, teaching them, making them better, understanding their aspirations. Number three, you put the right processes in place so that people know how to do their job and they're not confused, and you get consistency. I mean, there's one after the other. And by the way, my book is in 22 languages. And it's common sense around the world. There's nobody in any country that doesn't want to be treated respectfully.
Yeah.
And you know that, and I know that, and everybody knows that, but we don't do it. And that's the way you got to think about it. It's all 100% getting people to be engaged, trust you, want to do a good job because they're proud. You treat them right. They're happy. They wake up in the morning. They want to come to work because they know they'll be treated fairly. that you're there for them when they have a problem. You work with them to make sure if their mother's in the hospital or their wife's sick, you work it out. And I say, people need to work with their boss, not for their boss. Work together. And these are just simple things and it takes discipline though. A lot of people have so much anxiety and are upset and worried about everything in the world that they don't behave properly. They get upset, they raise their voice, they intimidate people, they try to be right. Nobody
Which is
wants
just
to work.
insecurity and ego, right?
Of course, especially men. Yeah.
So
Especially men.
do you think insecurity and ego are like the biggest things as to why, like business owners are not able to apply these common sense leadership lessons?
Absolutely. That's what it is.
Have you come across any like, I don't know, any way to be able to conquer your ego and your insecurity?
Yeah, awareness that it's a problem and that you start thinking about every day how you can help people. And today I was in my coffee shop and a lady was asking them, how much is your coffee per pound? Maybe I take some home. And they said, well, it's $17. And she said, well, I don't know. I said, okay, I'll buy it for her. I gave it to her. I bought it for her. Why not? Made me happy, and I can afford it. I made her happy. I gave her my business card. I'm sure I'll hear from her again. The other day, I carry magic wands in my briefcase. I had a little kid there. I gave him one. His parents came and said, thank you. They got my card, and the guy's going to book me for a speech.
Nice.
I mean, it's just, we've got to get used to thinking about our behavior. What is our problem? And maybe the number one reason is people don't get enough sleep. So they wake up, they don't feel well, they drink too much, they eat too late. They don't get enough sleep. They wake up, so they're angry, they're not in a good mood, and then they don't exercise, and then they eat too much, and they get bigger and bigger, and they feel worse, and their brain, I mean, it's your brain. Everything, you got to feed your brain the right stuff. You got to feed your brain knowledge, the right food, water, and you'll feel good. When you feel good, let me tell you, I work out heavily twice a week, and I work out every day lighter. My wife and I together. And
nice.
She's 75, I'm 78, and I'm better in shape than most people your age. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, this is the problem. People don't realize if you don't feel good, you don't do good. Yeah. If you don't feel good, you got to have high energy to put up with all the aggravation in the world. And so I would say everybody ought to start working on their health first. Looking around, most people are very unhealthy. Very.
100%. Yeah. I talk about freedoms, right? Physical freedom, emotional freedom, financial freedom, sentimental freedom. The first two freedoms are physical freedom, which is taking care of your body and mind, and then emotional freedom, which is, going in to find out who is it that you are, what is it that you want, emotionally, right? Like mastering yourself emotionally, finding out your purpose. And like that, it has a lot to do with loving yourself, because if you love yourself, like something that you love, you treat it good, right? You treat it well. You make sure to take care of it. You make sure to give it water. You make sure to give it good food. You make sure to, take it out on a massage so that it can recover. Maybe give it some vitamins and supplements, and make sure that it has a good sleep, right? If you love yourself, you do all of those things.
Well, I do them because my wife told me to take care of myself so I can take care of her and the family.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if I take care of the family, then I can take care of the business, and then I can go play golf after that. But I
nice.
got to take care of yourself, or you can't take care of other people. You cannot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So talking about yourself, like about, ourselves and like managing ourselves and all of that. So how can you get more done every day and move from surviving to thriving? I know that's another of your books, a topic that you probably like to talk about. So yeah, I would love for you to enlighten me, man.
Yeah, time management. I took a course 35 years ago, and it taught me how to get organized, how to delegate properly, how to pick priorities, how to spend my time, how to say no. So I don't, saying no is one of the best. You don't have to do everything. And every day I use my planner. I plan every day, like today. Those are all the things I had to do today. And I'm getting them done. I'm checking them off. I got a few more to do when I hang up with you. And I just, the time management book I wrote because most people are disorganized. Most people that have never had a course in time management, how to organize yourself and all the priorities you have and all the responsibilities you have. And you know, if you don't schedule your priorities in your life, they don't happen. Life gets away. You know, you're going to turn around and be 40 before you know it. You're going to say, what happened? Right. I mean, most people, this is what happens. You know, people don't value the time. They sit around, look on social media, watch TV when they could be doing other things.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, the problem is it takes two things to, you know, I think be successful in life. And one of them is discipline. Everybody knows what to do. They just don't do it. They're going to do it later. They're going to do it later. They're going to do it later. Yeah, later is about the time you wake up and you're 75 and what happened? And it's a choice. People make the choice what to do every minute of the day. You make a choice. You can go on social media or you could exercise. You know, people don't want to do the hard things. This is why they get in trouble. Hard. Because the hard things makes life easier. And if you don't do the hard things, hey, everybody has 2 or 3 things they've been putting off for years. And I would tell everybody to write them down and then look at them. And then next week, start getting rid of one. It might take you a year. It might take you 6 months. It might take you to get rid of your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife. It might take you to get new friends, go back to school, but it's your choice. I mean, if you don't do it, that's not my fault. That's your fault. Matter of fact, most problems in our life are our fault. And I tell everybody, every time you have a problem, ask yourself, is it my fault?
Yeah. So let's see. Let me give you an example. So today I had a meeting with the team, and one of my team members asked me to leave early, right? Well, it was like we were 2 hours into the shift, and she wanted to leave, and she told me that she was having health problems and that something was wrong with her, and she wanted to show me the note from the doctor and all of that. And so I wanna see if I handled this correctly, right? So first of all, I gave her empathy, and I was like, okay, so what's wrong with you? No, I have a fever, blah blah blah. I have all of this. I feel bad. Okay, well, I hope you get better. Yeah, you can go and take the rest of your day, and refresh and rest, and so that tomorrow you can come back and feel good to come back to work if that's appropriate. If you feel good. But on another note, just realize, like, I don't want to see your notes. I'm probably not going to be able to read the note from the doctor. I told her, and I just want you to realize that it's your fault. All right. So what is it that you have been doing that has led you to this point, to right now, to this moment, for you to feel the way that you feel? What is it that you have been doing, right? Because you're responsible for it. Like, it's your fault, right? The way you feel is your fault. So what is it that you have been doing? And she was like, I've been eating junk food. Well, there you go. All right. So yeah, you're taking all of this medicine, antibiotics or whatever, things that are going to cure the symptoms, but the way that you're going to get rid of whatever it is that you're feeling, the way that you're going to get better is by changing your habits and changing your behavior. So I just want you to realize that it's your fault. Take responsibility. And yeah, you can take the day, but nothing is going to change if you don't. And then she left.
Did she appreciate that or not?
Yeah. I made sure to let her know that I wasn't coming from like an asshole, point of view, but I just wanted to help her like realize that, become aware, right?
If she thought that was helpful, and you were telling her the truth, and that you helped her think about ways to get better, then you did the right thing. I mean, telling the truth is difficult for people, but it's the best solution. So people ask me, how do you deal with difficult things? The best answer is tell the truth. Because it's not easy. People don't like to do it. It's like exercise. The only reason people don't exercise is because it's hard.
Yeah.
The only reason they go back for 2 or 3 portions of food is because it's hard not to. The reason they drink the whole bottle of wine is because it's hard to stop. I mean, it's, you got to think, what is it doing to your life? Eating too much, not sleeping enough, not exercising, and you're 40 years old and you look like you're 60, you know? And this will be the biggest regret people have, is when they lose their health. Because I'm telling you, you can take care of it. I weigh exactly what I weighed 55 years ago. Why?
Nice.
Because I want to. I pay attention to it. I schedule my exercise. I eat early, so before I go to bed. I don't eat so much. I eat yogurt a lot, and walnuts, and I drink a lot of water. And I feel great. I'm serious. I feel great, and no problem. And you got to do the right things if you're going to get the right outcome. You can't hope it gets better. You can't hope you feel better. You can't pray you feel better. You got to do things. You got to do, not wish.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nobody cares. And by the way, nobody cares about you anyway. So you better take care of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
People care about themselves first.
Yeah, for sure. So people are too busy thinking about what other people are thinking of them to even give an opinion about you, right? So yeah, like people do not care about you because they're too busy thinking about what they think other people think about them, when in reality all of those other people are also thinking about what other people think about them. So like,
nobody's thinking about you anyway, so it doesn't
exactly
matter.
Yeah.
So you just got to live your life. You got to keep it under control, take care of your family, take care of your health, mentally take care of yourself too, so you don't get anxiety, depression. Be nice to people, even if you don't like them. Be nice anyway.
Stay on track and build and achieve a stellar career, right?
Exactly.
That's what I want. So let's see. Give me some tips on that, man. Like I want to build a stellar career. So a lot of people live as if they were not going to die, right? Like you were mentioning, they watch TV and they don't work out, and they live as if they were going to live forever, right? Like in the past 6 months, I've done more than 115 interviews, right? Because I feel like I'm using my time, and this has led to a lot of time, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, a lot of money, connections, relationships. And it's been great, right? And I'm just like very driven. I want to have a stellar a stellar career. I want to build this movement of helping men become modern gentlemen. So, you wrote your book on that, on having career magic, right? How to stay on track to achieve stellar career. I would love for you to give me some tips, and, as well as the audience and whoever wants to take them.
Well, the first thing I would tell you is become an expert in something. Don't, I became an expert in the food and beverage business, in accounting, in serving, and cooking. I know more about it and I took a time management class. I teach time management. I wrote a book on time. I'm an expert. People when you're an expert in something, people will seek you out, and it takes time. Every day you ought to be reading about what you're going to be an expert in. You ought to have a book by your bed. You ought to listen to podcasts. So in a year from now, you're much smarter about that subject, and you just plug away. And eventually you wake up one day and people are calling you because you know more than they do, and they need help. And you got to make sure you're doing something that people will pay for, and you just plug away. Don't worry about the next job. Worry about the one you got. Learn that and then move. Too many people are worrying about getting promoted. They ought to worry about the job they have. Do a really great job, set a good example, be there on time, do a great job. Next thing you know, you will be noticed. And next you move up, you move up, you move up. I don't have a college degree, and I became the head of Walt Disney World operations, and it's because I have a good attitude. People like to work with me. My bosses appreciated me. I'm reliable, credible. I keep my promises. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm on time. And people like that because there's not many people like that. So they notice you. And that's what I do. And every day still, anybody I run into during the day, strangers or other people, I treat them well. People have enough problems already. They don't need to run into some crazy guy that's treating them badly. And, and that's, you look it around. And the reason people do it is because they're not happy and they don't feel good. The people, you know who they are. You see them. You see them in your family. You see them in your friends. You people are they're angry. Life has not worked out. Their marriage is not going well. Their health is not going well. Their kids are having problems. This is
Sorry for the interruption. If you're an aspiring, established coach, course creator, author, and speaker, I want to extend an invitation to check out my free training on the podcast Cloak Track Framework by clicking on the link in the description of this podcast. On this training, you're going to learn how combining podcasting with a rare concept that very few people know about called the Cloak Track can help you build a multi-million-dollar network of successful people who can become your clients, put you in front of hundreds of your ideal clients with your message, coaching, courses, and books, help you become a best-selling author, get you booked to speak on stages, or even making an extra $237,600 in the next 6 months. Click on the link of the description of this podcast to learn about the 4 simple steps to make this work. Step number 1 is alignment. Aligning who you're trying to be, what you're trying to do, your goals and purpose with building your podcast so that podcasting is a vehicle to help you achieve your goals. Step number 2 is leveraging the Cloak Track to find an unlimited supply of your ideal podcast guest. Step number 3 is leveraging the Cloak Track to close an interview with anyone, no matter how rich, famous, or out of your league they may seem. And step number 4 is the content machine, which is the key to tapping into other people's audiences. These are the 4 steps to making the podcast Cloak Track Framework work, and I'm not going to hold anything back on this training. So click on the link in the description of this podcast, go and check it out. And once you've done that, if you feel like this would help, we also have a complimentary, free, absolutely free alignment call to get you started and show you exactly how to implement everything. Get access to the training right now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. Bye-bye.
You got to wake up every morning and be great. Everything matters because you can either wake up and be average or you can wake up and be great. It's a choice. It's in your brain. It's a total excellence is a mindset. If you're average, that's what you want to be. If you want to be excellent, then you will. Is it harder? Sure. But it's worth it. But maybe not for some people. Maybe some people don't want to. Maybe they want to sit and watch TV. Okay, that's fine.
And it's so easy, right? Because most people don't want it, right? Most people are not willing to put in the work, are not willing to put in the time, the effort, the reps. So if you're willing to, you just do it. And then you look out 6 months, 6 months ago, I didn't have a podcast. And now, I'm about to build one of the best podcasts in personal development that helps men become modern gentlemen. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it was really simple, man. I just did the work.
Well, you did it. That's the problem. You didn't hope it. You did it and you scheduled it and you followed up and you do. Life is not hard. You just can't hope that everything happens. People hope, they don't do. You could have hoped you have a good podcast, but you worked on it and you're doing it every day. And every time you do one, you learn something new and you're getting better at it. And, this is it's so basic, yeah. So basic that it's sad that people have such poor lives because, and I think the other thing, a lot of people underestimate what they can achieve. They grew up poor. We had no money. I'm from Mexico. I'm from Argentina, blah, 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 blah. I grew up on a farm, poor. We didn't even have indoor plumbing. I mean, we were poor. We got a television when I was in 5th grade. And you know what? Forget about the past. Don't blame your mother. Don't blame Mexico. Just forget all that. Nobody knows this but you. You're the one creating the problem in your brain. Nobody else knows. Nobody else knows. Just do it. Just get up every morning and look good, be good, treat people well, keep learning every day, be an expert. I tell you, pick something you want to be an expert in, and in 6 months you can be an expert in it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You got Google. Get on Google every day and learn. Read books every night. This next thing you know more. When you know more, you can be more. When you know more, you can do more. This is some people know nothing. People don't know it. I mean, a lot of people today.
Most people are stupid and fat.
Yeah, ignorance is a choice. It's a choice. Stupidity, no, that's not a choice. But ignorance is a choice. When you don't know something, that's a choice because you have it at your fingertips. You can look it up. You can read about it. You can ask a friend. There's nothing. If you don't know something, it's your fault. Don't blame anybody else. If you don't know something tomorrow that you want to know today, it's your fault. That's it.
So empowering. Like this has, I think this is one of the most empowering interviews that I've ever done, man. So, right. So simple. Life is so simple. It's like, it's simple, maybe not easy, but it is simple, right?
It is easy too, by the way. I tell people, you want to get ahead, be better than everybody else. Have a better attitude. Be to work on time. Get it done. Be reliable. Have no excuses. If you got to stay late tonight to be good, then stay late. I mean, it's your reputation. It's who you are.
It is easy, right? Life is easy, man.
It is easy. It's your brain is screwed up. That's the problem.
How can we fix it?
Half the stuff in your people's brains is not even true. Half of it's not true. They grew up. Oh, I was poor. I don't have good.
They're just stories.
You got to hang around with people who are doing good things. Quit hanging around with idiots. I mean, hang out with people who want to be positive. Get those negative people out of your life. They're not going to do any good for you. I don't care if they're relatives. I don't care if they're friends. You've got to hang out with people who want to be great, who want to make a difference, and who want to serve. And you may not have so many friends. So what? Don't worry about that. Worry about you. Worry about what you're going to get done and when you're going to get it done, and get a time management course and start scheduling. Push yourself harder. Do more than you think you can do. And a year from now, you'll be twice as good as you are now. And you're good. I love your presentation. I love the way you conduct yourself. I love the way you can even, and no, as good as you are, you can be better.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be better and better and better. I'm 100 times better than I was when I was your age.
Right now, right?
Absolutely. I get better every day. I read every night. I watch, I meet with the right people. I help people. I teach courses at a college here. I go over and talk to the students. I meet with students every day for coffee if they want to talk about their careers. I meet them. They meet me. I keep busy out there doing something that matters. Something that matters, that you can be proud of. When people ask you, what's your legacy? You'll be able to say, I was a good teacher, and a lot of people learn from me. And they when they speak my name, it's in a positive way, because I helped them. I didn't help myself. I helped them. I don't want anything from these people. I will get something, but I don't want it.
Yeah, that's what I want to. So I'm 21 right now, and I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited for my life.
You're right? A baby. When I got out of the army when I was 21 and started as a waiter at 21, I didn't know anything. I'd never been out of Oklahoma until I was 20 years old. Never been anywhere. Never been in a hotel. Never been in a nice restaurant. So you got a long way to go, and you just use your time wisely and choose your friends wisely. And that's it. That's it.
And that's it.
Simple. It's that simple. Most of the problems in our life we create. We do.
With our minds.
Yeah. You create your own problems.
Yeah. I'm excited because I want to like look back on my life and be like, wow, that was a great ride. Right.
Right. And you will. Because you're going to get learning every day. You're going to get smarter. You're going to become an expert in something. You're going to start meeting new people that can really help you, and you can help them. And you become proficient, and you become qualified slowly.
Yeah.
You got to just keep your head down. You got to keep doing it better.
Discipline, consistency, consistent and focused. Yeah.
Absolutely. Make sure you know where you want to go. It's like on vacation. You got to know where you're going before you leave. You can't. You might end up in the wrong place.
Yeah. So principles, right? Like even to go to the groceries. Like if you want to go to the groceries, you want to make sure that the trip is an effective trip. Well, get clear on what is it that you want from the groceries, right? Make a list and go pick them up, and come back.
And
So
meet 2 or 3 people while you're there waiting in line, and get,
there you go. Yeah.
and tell them what you're doing and find out what they're doing. And, it's just like I meet people every day, because it's fun. I like to talk to people. Yeah. And,
Everyone should, right? Like to talk to people.
yeah. And you don't have any problem. You're good at it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you are.
How do you know when you're good at talking to, well, I don't know.
How do you know what?
When you're good at talking to people.
You already know that. You got me to talk to you. How'd you do that? Because I was impressed by the way you spoke, and I would have thought you were older. You speak very well. You have good thoughts. You know what you're trying to do. You have energy. You're positive. You can explain what you're trying to do very easily. I think helping men become gentlemen is a worthy cause, because this is what gets most people in trouble. They mistreat other people. They mistreat women. They only worry about themselves. Their egos get out of control. They get into fights. They get on alcohol, drugs, all this kind of crap to show off. And if they would just sit back and try to be the kind of person their mother would like for them to be, they'd be better. Just, don't disappoint your mother.
Yeah. There you go. Cool. So yeah, very simple, right? Get a time management course. Learn how to start building a career, start becoming an expert at something. Start, serving people, right? Learn about customer service and leadership. And, it happens to be that you have all of those books, right? Career Magic, you have Time Management Magic, you have the Customer Rules, the 39 essential rules for delivering sensational service. You also have the 10 common sense for leadership strategies. So we can literally go to you and get all of that and be successful. So where would be the best place to find all of this, Lee?
It's on my website, leecockerell.com. Everything's on there: videos, books. There's a free the podcasts on there. It's free. I have courses on there that people can subscribe to. They pay for that. We have everything's on leecockerell.com, and you go there and you can see what you want. Where do you live?
I am in Mexico right now.
In what city?
Nogales, Sonora.
Okay.
So so actually, if I look out my window right here, I can see the border and I can see Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Cool.
my family is from here. My wife's family is from here. And, I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona a couple of months ago, but every single weekend we would find ourselves driving 8 hours, right? To either because I was invited to something, right? To some event or something, or she was invited to something with her family, or we just wanted to come. So every single weekend we were driving 8 hours, and it was crazy, right? Like I felt like I was wasting a lot of time. So we just moved here. I have a nice home. I have my studio. Everything that I'm doing is online, and
Good.
I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Two of my books are in Spanish too, by the way. Which
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also going to be, because my first language was Spanish. I actually just learned how to speak English 3 years ago. I couldn't speak more than 3 words in English without choking myself 3 years ago. I just learned, and I'm for some reason I'm called to doing what I'm doing in English, right? And then I'm going to do it in Spanish. I don't know, like if I did it in Spanish, there's literally no competition in Spanish. Like there's no one out there trying to build modern gentlemen in Spanish, right? Talking about the things that I want to talk about. In English, there are a lot of pioneers in the personal development industry in English here in the US. But for some reason, I'm called to do it in English, man. Just maybe to challenge myself. I don't know. But later on, I'll
Your
go in.
Your English is really excellent. You've done an amazing job with your accent and pronunciation. You must have a real ability to learn languages, because most people can't do as well as you do that quickly.
Well, guess what? Well, simple things, right? Discipline, consistency, focus. I read for 2 hours every single day for for more than a year out loud. Right? I think that's what helped.
I had one client down in Mexico that took the customer rules book and made a comic book out of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah. See, there's the first one.
Yeah. Okay. The Science of Service. Awesome. Yeah, he did it in Spanish. Nice.
And people like it. Yeah. So anyway, that's good. You're doing a good job. You're doing good things. You know what to do. Just keep doing them. Keep doing them. Don't, have patience. Be good. Stay great. And you got a lot of energy, so you're going to be great. Your mother will be proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I am proud of myself already. So
Should be. You should be.
So Lee, I have 5 questions for you. And the
ahead.
first one is, if you could give your 20-year-old self some advice, what would that be?
Well, I always look back. I probably would say I wish I'd have finished college, but everything worked out okay. But that's something I think about a lot. Education earlier. I didn't become interested in education until I was probably in my 30s. And that's when I really started studying, reading, learning. So I was kind of immature. So, yeah.
Cool. So education, just, get educated, start getting educated, because you don't have to go to school to learn, right?
No.
You can get educated by yourself. Like there's a saying, I don't know
you can probably learn more on the internet than you can in school. I mean,
exactly, right? There's a saying, I don't remember who said this, but formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune, right?
Yeah, I would tell you it takes education, exposure, and experience.
Cool.
Education, exposure, and experience is how you learn. And then education alone is not enough. You got to have exposure, meet people from all over the world, treat everybody respectfully, get exposed to other people, get experience. Every experience is a good experience. Yeah. So, yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
I love that.
I got fired in a job. I got passed over. Those were good experiences. It was fine. Life turned out okay anyway. I learned from that.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. I love that. Yeah.
What's the other questions?
The next questions is mindset. So what is one mindset shift, Lee, that you've had that you can share with us that you think has contributed to your success?
I would say to be reliable and credible, keep your promises, make sure you're somebody that's trusted. Trust is everything, everything. Trust. If people don't trust you, you're never going to be that very successful.
Trustworthy, right? Keep your word to yourself, be reliable, be credible, show up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Mindset map. So clarity, right? Most people walk around their life not knowing what they want for it. So do you have any advice for people who may need or lack clarity?
Yeah, I think one thing happens, people get jobs and the boss is not clear with you. We need clarity there. And then people need to go try things that they may be interested in. Maybe you want to be a waiter. Maybe you want to go work in some other business and you like it. You don't like it, you leave. You go to another one, you get some experience. You like that, then you start becoming an expert in that area. Try to do something you like to do. If you like people, find a job where there's people involved. If you don't like people, find a job where there's no people involved. And get the education to be able to do what you love. And people maybe they need to talk to somebody. They could talk to you. How do you decide what excites you? What makes you happy? What makes you get out of bed every morning? What makes you proud? And I can tell you, sometimes you don't even realize it. You take a job and next thing you know, you like it. You didn't even know about it, but you went to a place, they treat you right, they train you, they develop you. You start to have good results. You start to feel proud. You start to have more self-confidence. So, hey, I'm going to stay in this business. Okay. But find something. Find something. And if you don't like it, go find something else. If you don't like that, go find something else.
Get exposed.
Between 20 and 30, you can make 100 mistakes. Just keep looking.
Get exposed, get experiences. Yeah, for sure. mindset map, motion. So what is one habit that you have, Lee, that you think is contributing to your success?
I get up every day. I go for coffee. I sit and plan my day. I think about my responsibilities to my family, to my business. I think about the things I want to get done ahead of time. What do I need to be working on? I think about my grandchildren. I think about my responsibilities, my family, my business, and what do I need to do? And I write out and so I get everything done. I sleep good, Most sit down and take 10 or 15 minutes to think about what do you want to get done today, this week, this month. Now, you may be able to do it. You may need to have to get somebody to help you. You may need a friend. You may need to go hire somebody. But what do you want to get done by 2 months from now? And then work on it. Get to work on it. You got to put the time, and don't be afraid to go ask somebody to help you.
Yeah, extremely important. Yeah, for sure. As entrepreneurs, when you first start, you think that you have to do everything, right? But you don't.
I don't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me too. Like literally all I do is talk to people. That's it.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
But cool. I get everything done.
The next question is, the last one is, what do you think about measuring and tracking?
I think mentoring needs to be somebody who knows you and they see you in action and they will tell you the truth. You can get advice from a lot of people, but mentoring usually takes somebody very close to you. The best mentor in your life was your mother. She told you the truth. She saw you. She did it because she cared about you. And that's the way mentoring is. Advice is easy. Mentoring is more difficult because I got to watch you working because I work with you and I tell you the truth and I show you that. That's all. Just make sure you got people who will tell you the truth about yourself, because all of us think we're better than we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And take the truth, take the feedback. Don't become defensive. Yes, thank you. I'm glad, because other people see us different than we see ourselves. I guarantee you. And so you're not as, I always say, you're not as famous as you think you are. Listen to other people.
Yeah. Cool. Well, awesome. Well, Lee, I've had a lot of fun. This was an amazing conversation. I really enjoyed, listening to you, talking to you. And, if other people out there, like this, like what Lee Cockerell is all about, and they want to know more about you, more about your books, your podcast, your speaking, all of that can be found on your website, right?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any other place in which people should go and check you out?
I think that's the best place, because everything there is I put it in one place, so I know where it is.
Cool.
Everything I do, I put on that website.
Nice. What about social media? Are you active on like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
I'm on all of them.
Awesome. Well,
I'm on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all of them are Lee Cockerell.
Nice. Awesome. We'll put all of the links, in your website and all of that, wherever this appears. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was a pleasure getting to meet you and, online virtually. And I'll see you later.
You take care of yourself, my friend.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye now.
Thank you for watching the Gentleman's Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with one friend, leave us a comment, and let us know. 99% of people never leave a review or comment, but we love and are very thankful with the 1% of you who do. If there's something or someone you want to see on this podcast, send me a message on Instagram at Alex_Ramirez1020 and let me know. As a thank you for that, I have an amazing surprise for each and every one of you who does take the time to leave us a comment or review on YouTube or one of the major podcasting platforms